Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Yeah, Blood Turner, man. Blood was different, man. That's a whole different scenario. Just as crazy, but just whole different. Just like you had Blood Milton, Blood will put that Bethlehem. Blood Turner used that Bethlehem too, but he had some hands. You know, he had some hands. He'll give you that business, you know what I'm saying? And you will sleep on him because he's so small. You know, he little, he thin, he got that little look like, you know, I ain't got a little voice. Man, he put them things together, man. He put them together. Bam! I done seen him get out on a couple of cats, man. A couple of them. And since I know him, I think I met him I met him early, man. I think I met him before I met Blood Milton. I think I met Blood Turner in Mecklenburg, probably 90. So I've known him since 90. And like I say, he been locked up a minute. And I know for a fact he's still locked up. And the reason why I know for a fact is because I just talked to Bo this morning, and me and Bo was talking about it, and Bo said he up there. So Blood Turner is actually on Wallace Ridge right now, still locked up. Mr. can't get right. He ain't gonna get right. He been in there since 16 years old. He can't get right, man. You know, I don't know what's I can't tell you what's wrong with him. But I know he trained to go though. He gonna go at the drop of a dime. And a lot of dudes will look at him now, you know, back when he was younger, you know, like I say, back then in 90, he was younger, you know, older than me, but younger. And man, he stayed fighting. He'd get on that basketball court and try to play a little ball or whatnot. And next thing you know, man, somebody say something or whatever, and Blood would be like, what's up? What's up? And he done squared off, you know, and they'll think he, you know, sleep on him. And the average dude, like I could tell you, the average dude can't really rumble. You know, all they know is just swinging and all that. If you got a dude that got some skills, he gonna sidestep that stuff and bam, and sit you on your butt, you know, and that's what Blood was doing. You know, Blood, they sleep on Blood, and he look all awkward and come on, yeah, what's up? And bam, he done set him down, and he'll get on top of him and bang, he'll lay him out and get up and talk trash, you know. Yeah, I told you I'd knock you out, little punk. Yeah, I'll kill you out here. I'll kill you. And you gotta get off the yard. Yeah, you would get off the yard. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you and stay out here. Yeah, and he meant that. You know what I'm saying? He meant that, you know. Crazy is all outdoors. You know, both of these cats, man, little bitty cats, small in stature, big in heart, and just, you know, they just been in that penitentiary so long, man, they adapted to that penitentiary life. Whereas to is kill or be killed, you know, eat or be eaten, you know, bite or be bitten. That's just the law of the land. And once you adapt to that and you take on that philosophy, then that's how you gotta live. You know, it just becomes normal to you when in actuality is abnormal as all outdoors, you know, and especially when you remove from that life and you out here in this life, you can see it even more clearly. You know, like, man, that was some savage living that I was doing, you know, but when you in it, it's like normal, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the way most people live. You know, the ones that survive, the ones that thrive, the ones that, you know, endure, is because of that. That's why I always tell people, if you see a dude that's been locked up 20 years or better, and he come out, or 30, 40 years, whatever, he come out, and he got some type of common sense, and he, ain't, got one eye, ain't got a philosophy bag, he ain't got all these cuts and scars on him, then it don't matter what he look like, his size, his stature, or whatever, or he look hard, or he look soft, or he knows how to survive. He had to know how to survive to endure that life. That I can assure you. You know what I'm saying? So don't sleep on these cats and look at them and think, oh, this old cat, man, you're gonna get super late, man. You're gonna get super late. If they can survive that type of life, you think they worried about what you can bring to them? Not at all. They already have, sized up the competition and know what they're gonna do to you before you even think of what you're gonna do to them. Believe that. That is facts. You know what I'm saying? And blood is a living testament to that, because I mean, a lot of dudes sleep on him. They sleep on him because his size, his look, his age, his voice, and next thing you know, they bleeding out the mouth. And they lucky, because he gonna give you a warning then, because he paranoid like any dude would be that's been locked up. Once you put hands on a person, you don't want them around you, because when you've been locked up in the penitentiary and you know what the outcome can be, you could beat a dude up today, and if you let him survive, if you let him stay out here around you, then he can sneak up on you next week, next month, next year, and take your life, because he harboring those, feelings of what you did to him. He's taking upon all the criticism that comes with, man, old blood did this to you, old bank did this to you, or somebody did, and he taking on that, and it's bringing him more problems than it's worth, than if he just go back and correct that. And a lot of times that's what they do. They will, come back and correct that. You'll think everything cool. Dude may even speak to you and may even be cool with you and be like, yeah, that's dead, that's squash, that's all right, everything good. And you walk by you 20 times, 100 times, 3,000 times in a year, and y'all speaking everything. And next thing you know, on the 3,001st day, he done put that knife in your back. He done put that knife in you, but they call that in the penitentiary rocking them to sleep. Getting them comfortable, getting him, relax, so you can spring and make your attack on him. Just like a lion waiting for the gazelle to walk through, and he coming up out the shadows, one step at a time, getting closer and closer to his prey. And when he pounces on you, you unaware. You unaware and you not prepared. That's why I say stay ready, so you don't have to get ready, because you may not have time to get ready. You understand? Yes, then that's real talk. And man, blood, man, like I say, from the beginning, I've always known to be fighting, man. I remember being on Mecklenburg, and I was trying to get a job as a facilitator in the GED class to help the GED people, just because I was just trying to do something productive at the time. So they was giving me a trial run, being that even in my short stint a bit at that time, I had already, had some problems in the system, just a little bit, so they didn't really know if they wanted me in a school setting. So they gave me a trial run, and I remember being over there, and Blood was in GED class. Now, he had already been in the penitentiary for years, prior to this, and he in the GED class. Now, this right here is crazy, because this 90 now, I actually was on Nottoway before I made parole, and I made parole in 2020. Blood was in the pod with me when I made parole in 2020. And Blood was in the GED class. Blood was in the GED class in 90, and Blood was in a GED class in 2020. I don't know how long it takes to get your GED, but I definitely know it's not that long. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to make light of it, I don't make fun of it, man, because there's a lot of cats I know like that, man, and a lot of them, man. My old Sally Keith, Mr. Coffee, Mr. Coffee himself, it's sad, but it's true, man. Bless his heart, man. That's my dude. But, man, my man Keith been in GED class for 25 23 years. 23 years and has yet to obtain his GED. You know, so it be like that, man. And you got dudes in prison that's 50, 60, 70, you know, can't read and write. Can't read and write. Now, I don't know if that's a direct, you know, problem with the reason why they got locked up or their upbringing or what. I don't know. But I do know that's facts. You know what I'm saying? But Blood was one of them. And Blood won't smart. I mean, won't dumb. He got street smarts. He definitely got prison smarts because he survived and he ain't dead. And, you know, he ain't cut up and beat up. But it's just different, man. You know, dudes go through different things and they can thrive in this area, but cannot thrive in this area. And it's crazy because now when I was leaving, you know, like I say, you got to go through this 5-month program where you got to take all these courses and you have to pass them before you come out of penitentiary. I often wonder when you do like Keith, my old cellie, make parole, will he even be able to pass them classes because of his comprehension? I don't know. I hope and pray that he do, but it's a crazy dynamic, man. But Blood, man, he was in the class then, and I was only over there for a trial run to try to see if I was going to get the job as a facilitator, which I did not. I guess I did not qualify, you know, but man, Blood got up in the class then, and he got kicked out of the class within the week that I was there because one of the dudes in there was running his mouth, and Blood kept on talking to him and telling him to shut up. He keep on running his mouth, and he looking at Blood's size, and he thinking Blood is, you know, a chump. Man, Blood got up, walked straight over to him. Dude stood up, and before he could square his whole body up, bang, 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 dropped him, beat him, I mean, savagely. Got on top of him, was punishing him. The teacher was screaming and hollering. Took the police about 5 minutes to get in there. And let me tell you something. 5 minutes is a brutal beating, man. That's a brutal beat. Round in professional boxing is only 3 minutes. So 5 minutes of pounding is a brutal beating. And he brutalized my man. I mean, he brutalized. He beat his face in, man. The young boy, man, was just, he ain't stand a chance. He ain't stand a chance. And Blood showed no mercy. You know, zero. He was beating them when the people came in there and jumped on him and pulled them off and dragged them down and balled them all up in a knot, and Blood hollered, I told you, boy. I told you I'd crush you. I crush you, boy. I kill you, little punk. I kill you. You know what I'm saying? And he meant it. He meant it. You know what I'm saying? He meant it. You know, so that right there was the first time, you know, that I like really seen him put in some real work. I seen him fight several times, man. And every time, like I say, he'll square up on you. He get on that basketball. I seen him fight on the basketball court a couple of times. He'll get on there, he'll square up. But the thing about it is, he got the heart to fight you no matter how big you is and everything. He'll pump the hands. But if he lose or if he get hurt or even if he prevail, he's going to let you know you got to go. Because the next time I see you, I ain't pumping no hands. I'm pumping that Bethlehem. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. Straight like, I think he got stabbed when he first came in, when he was young. And the thing about prison is once you take that knife, man, first and foremost, you don't want that Bethlehem in you, period. Because you don't know what the outcome gonna be. But if you so unfortunate enough to get it, man, your whole perspective gonna change. And now you definitely don't want it no more. So you trying to give it to somebody else before they give it to you. So the paranoia will be ringing so loud that every time you get nervous, every time you get, apprehensive about a situation, you're going to pick that Bethlehem up because you already know what it's like. And you don't want to be on the receiving end. You want to be on the giving end of that every time, 100% of the time, So that creates a monster, Sometimes a dude will get hit with the Bethlehem and it creates fear. It creates, even more fear where they don't even want to be on population. They don't even want to, that's it. Even if they got to stay in protective custody and the whole, they don't want to be out there because the fear is so great of that happening to them again and them not surviving, that they just shut down. But it's either gonna be that dynamic or it's gonna create a monster. Whereas to, man, you're gonna have to deal with this person when you deal with them. And you better be on your P's and Q's at all times, because they not gonna try to take a chance on getting hurt no more. You see what I'm saying? So Blood was that part, you know, whereas he gonna move first, he not gonna let you do nothing to him, you know. And like I say, he gonna hit first, he'll fight. And he gonna stand up, he ain't gonna back down. Man, F you. I mean, what's up? You know, and he ready to go. You know, and that's how his mentality was from the day one I met him to the last time I seen him was 2020. You know what I'm saying? That's his whole mentality. Yeah, that's his whole mentality, man. He gonna go. He gonna rumble. He gonna get it in, and he mean what he say, and he gonna say what he mean. And he stay in controversy too, because he got a little larceny with him. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody else. He got that flammery, that tomfoolery, you know, all of that buffoonery. He got it all. You know what I'm saying? He like to get high. You know, he like to get high. A lot of them young cats that came in young like that in order to cope with the situation and the environment, they got into that if they weren't already into it before they came to prison. You know, I don't know if he was or not, but I know that's his thing. He want to get high. But he not as like Blood Milton was a good scrambler. Blood ain't no real good scrambler. Blood more like Blood more like an extortionist. He more like a strong armer. He gonna try to take his. He gonna lean on the weak and he'll take it. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, or whatever come with it. Jail is, and see, that's another thing. The biggest threat in prison is to be locked up and said, go to hole. You know what I'm saying? When you take that away from the institution as if it don't matter to you and you ain't scared and said don't mean nothing to you, then you got a problem on your hands. Because you got the type of dude that I can do my time anyway. I can do it in the hole, I can do it standing on my head, I can do it under the bunk, however it don't matter. Blood one of them type dudes. He probably did decades in the hole, man. He probably did decades in the hole. He stay in the hole. I've never been on an institution with him without him being in the hole. Never. I've been on Mecklenburg with him. I've been on Greensville with him. I've been on Nottoway with him. Blood going to the hole. Just as sure as a fish take a pee in the water, blood is going to the hole. For one thing or another. And he got this thing, you know, he was locked up since he was 16. He got that disease, he got that gunning disease. He got it, you know what I'm saying? He see them females, he on them, you know, he pressed for female companionship like everybody else. So he got a thing with exposing himself and going at them women or propositioning them, and he'll take a chance and he going to jail because he gonna say something inappropriate. He gonna do something inappropriate. He may reach out and touch a woman. You know what I'm saying? He bold like that. You see what I'm saying? He bold like that. And then he gonna try to talk his way out of it, which, you know, he not gonna be able to do. Especially when you dealing with a CO or dealing with the administration, you ain't gonna be able to talk your way out of that. You gonna be wrong. And even if you right, you gonna be wrong. That's just how they gonna do it. But he gonna take a chance with them women, man, all the way up until when I was leaving out. But like I say, over the years, man, I've seen him in mad rumbles, man. I've seen him push that knife too as well. You know, yeah, I seen him get to arguing with a dude over some money. And the dude was like, man, I don't owe you nothing and I ain't giving you nothing. And Blood said, oh, you gonna give it to me? You gonna give it to me or I'm gonna take it? He said, man, you ain't gonna take nothing from me. Blood said, man, you got to be crazy. So Blood tried to square up on him then. What's up? What's up? I pop you in your mouth right now. So dude was like, come on. And dudes got all in between. And Blood told him, Blood said, listen, you don't have my money, man. I'm telling you, before the day over, man, you going about you. He said, yeah, all right. Well, I ain't gonna have it. You got to come on with it. And Blood said, okay, I'm coming. All right, I'm telling you, man. I ain't playing no games. I'm coming, man. I'm telling you, man. And he thought Blood was joking. Man. We lined up to go out there to go to chow, go to lunch. and everybody's going out, man, and they filing out and everything, and you can see like when you got crowds of people and we going out to the yard or whatever, everybody filing out at the same time, and then next thing you know, you hear a bunch of commotion and everybody turn around because everybody on point like what's going on, and you look and blood over there, and they rumbling and blood, and putting it in them. And all you heard is screeches and hollering and yelling, and you look a little bit more, then you start seeing the hand, and then you start seeing blood. You know what I'm saying? Blood is on this stuff. So you know somebody getting slayed, and in those moments it's chaotic, and a lot of people are standing around and watch, but most people are keeping moving. But yeah, Blood put that work in, had him in the stairway, man, just lighting him up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he do. That's what he do. He not gonna tell you these type of characters, these type of breed of dudes is not gonna make a threat that they not gonna follow through with, because they have a reputation to uphold. Because once you start doing things, then you known for doing that. If you start doing something different, you gonna be perceived as different. And them dudes know that because they know they've been in the penitentiary. And Blood, even though he was getting older and older and older as the years went by because he'd been in so long, you got to remember though, he came in at 16. So he don't really look as you know, he ain't really like look his age. You look at him, he'll look younger than what he really is. You know what I'm saying? He still had a good youthful look about him, you know what I'm saying? And he work out. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got no muscles or none of that. He a frail little skinny dude, but he do work out on a consistent basis. He jogs, he does calisthenics, he lift a little weights, you know what I'm saying? So he's in better shape than he look. So then when you get dudes that look at him, they don't know what they dealing with. They are playing for weak, especially these young cats. And he was tricking them all the way up until in 2020, he was beating up young dudes. He came in my block, and in my block alone, man, Blood probably beat up about 3 young dudes in the block. In the block probably within 2 months. Because they talk stuff to him over the microwave, they talk, and Blood will cuss him out, and they be like, man, this old, man, I'll beat your, no, you won't? Who you talking to? Man, what? Boom, 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 knock him out right there in the park. I remember he knocked the little young boy out. The young boy couldn't have been no more than 21. He knocked him out straight at the microwave because the dude was trying to go to the microwave, and Blood telling him he got the microwave next. Now, this is another thing, too. This is, you know, you old, man, and you've been in penitentiary a long time. Blood is a coffee monster, too, which I told you there's a lot of them in prison. Blood would go to the coffee machine with this much coffee in his cup. This much coffee in his cup, and want to put it in the microwave, taking up the line, getting in the line, or the line long, he'll just, let me get in front of y'all, man. I don't need number 45 seconds just to warm this up. And dudes will get mad, dude, like, man, you got to get in the line like everybody else, man. Man, it ain't number 45 seconds. Okay, but still, though, dog, you got to get in the line like everybody else. Man, can I get in front of you? And dude said, man, I don't care. Man, you can't let him get in blood, man. Shut up, man. You talking about what I can't do? Man, who you talking to? Man, Blood set that coffee down, man. What you want to do? What you want to do? Let's go to the cell, Blood. I don't go to no cell. See, that old school dudes ain't with that. That's that new school stuff. Let's go to the cell, go in the cell, rum. Nah, old school dude popping off right there. He ain't no cell. You know, we can do it right here. And that's how Blood is. And Blood was laying them out, man. So after he whooped a couple of dudes in there, now they know. They looking at him now like, oh, this old cat out here be jogging and working out. He got little hands on him, you know. But they don't even know the whole story. Not only do we have them hands on him, he would put that Bethlehem in you till his hands get tired. Real talk, man. And they dealing with a savage and don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? A savage, they be in your midst all the time in prison, and you just looking around and you trying to look at people and analyze people and put a tag on them, and you don't know. You don't know, especially these young cats coming in there and there. That's why I tell you, young fellas, you don't want to go to penitentiary, number one. Number two, if you do go, you better be aware of your surroundings, and you better not categorize nobody, or you better not profile nobody, because the person you profile, if you profile them wrong, it can cost you your life, man. It costs you your life. Don't judge no book by its cover. And I always say this, like I just said a minute ago. Don't look at nobody and think, oh, he been locked up 20 years, 30 years. Oh, he old. He ain't know. He alive. He survived. Will you? Will you for 20, 30 years and still be upright and walking and your spine still straight and you still got some pride with yourself? Man, it don't care about matter how old you is, man. You better understand that man went through something. And that means he ain't gonna let you put him through nothing. Believe that. Even if it costs your life, he willing to take it. And dudes be sleeping on that because they come in there and they trying to get a reputation for themselves. They trying to, let people know they ain't to be played with. And they looking at this dude and he talking loud and he looking old and he looking slim. And they say, oh yeah, well I could use him as an example that ain't to be played with. Nah, you can't. No, you can't. That's a mistake. Big mistake. And Blood was setting them down, man. He was setting them down. He was whooping them, man. He was leaning on the little white dudes in there. He pressing them and asking them for commissary because he ain't had no great income. He didn't have no family support from the outside, none that I could see. And so he was always on the scramble. He always needs stuff. He always day to day. You know what I'm saying? He always got to have coffee. He asking for coffee. Man, give me a shot of coffee. And then he one of them dudes, like I told you to, when you ain't got a shot of coffee, he mad. You know what I'm saying? Especially if he know you drinking, then he feel like he's supposed to drink what you drink. No, it don't work like that. But his biggest problem, man, when I was around him the last time was, like I say, he should be trying to get out of prison, being locked up as long as he had, but he just couldn't discipline himself. You know what I'm saying? He could discipline himself in working out. He could discipline himself in trying to stay in shape, but he couldn't discipline his mind. Because every time them women come around, he lose his mind. You know what I'm saying? He was going to jail for masturbating. He was going to jail for gunning, exposing himself on the women. And they weren't trying to see it, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that's a good sight for them. An old man, in exposure and playing with himself. They you know what I'm saying? Nah, hey, you going to jail. I ain't do nothing. Every time he ain't do nothing. And like I say, the last time I was around him, he was still in GED class. And they had this brand new teacher. I knew because my Sally Keith was in the class at 60. You know what I'm saying? And he was telling me, man, as a young girl, she about 20-something, she had a real nice shape or whatever. Blood is in the class. So Blood see it and he can't control himself. Blood goes over to the class and Blood done pull his thing out in the class. And while everybody's sitting there and don't, and he playing with himself, whereas he's in the eyesight of the teacher and the teacher see it. But being that she knew and she young, she was scared, she didn't know what to do. She let it slide. In Blood's mind, he felt like he got away and she liked it. He goes the next day and try it again. And the lady gets scared and walk out of the class and go tell the people, and the people come get Blood. Blood say he ain't do it, she lying, da-da-da-da-da. They should have locked him straight up, but they didn't, only because she said he did it yesterday, and now they was undecided, but he definitely got the charge. So now he fighting the charge, and he running around trying to get dudes in the class to write statements, say they ain't see him do nothing that the teacher lying on. So he come ask my Sally, Keith, and Keith, like I told y'all, Keith ain't with nothing. He don't want no foolishness. He don't want to be involved in nothing. So Keith don't really want to do it. Keith like, man, I ain't trying to write nothing, man. Which he can't write anyway. Anyway, I ain't trying to write nothing, man. I don't want to get involved, man. So Blood get mad and Blood screaming on, man, come on, man. That ain't gangster, man. That ain't no convict, man. You supposed to support the convict, man. It's us against them. Just write the statement for me, man. You know what I'm saying? And Keith was like, he won't try to do it. And he act like he mad, like he won't beat up Keith. You know what I'm saying? Old Keith, man. I'm like, no, Blood, you can't make the man write no statement, man. He don't want to get involved, man. You know that ain't right, though, Bank, man. That ain't no convict stuff, man. I said, well, Keith, Blood, he might not feel like that, man. The man he ain't cut from that cloth, man. He different. You can see he different. Don't try to force the man to write it. He don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Blood like, man, yeah, man, that's some. And then as soon as I ain't around him again, he leaning on Keith too, man. Come on, man, that's some PUSSY stuff you doing, man. You supposed to write that statement, man. Woo, woo. And he ended up getting locked up for it. He went to the joint, got locked up. Now you trying to make parole. You just lowered your chances. Woo! You know, and then he go to jail for that, stay back there a couple of weeks, come back out, and man, you can't make this stuff up, man. They put him in another block. They got a new sergeant, a female sergeant, real attractive, nice looking young lady. He goes over to the kitchen. He's in the kitchen with the female sergeant. And he done sat somewhere where only she could see him because she's standing on her post. And he done whipped his stuff out, man, and playing with himself. And the lady see him and scream on him right there in the joint. And he done try to, what you talking about? You know what you was just doing. I seen you. Come on, y'all come get him. Get on the radio, call the people, they come lock him up. You know what I'm saying? And that was the last time I seen him. You know, and then I talked to Bo this morning, and Bo said he up there in the mountains. You see what I'm saying? So at the time that they was giving out the parole, when I made it, where they was giving out these second chances, he should have been a top candidate, being that he been locked up since he was 16, but he can't even get the control of himself, whereas he ready for society, or that they feel that he ready for society because of what he doing right now. That's when you've been institutionalized. See what I'm saying? Now he been locked up so long now that he institutionalized. He can't get that stuff out of his system. You know what I'm saying? He done been without a woman so long that when he around a woman, he can't control himself. You know what I'm saying? All of that comes from discipline on the inside, and he ain't been able to get to that point. Every type of way in the penitentiary known to man to survive, he knows it. He knows it. But to get himself out of prison, to do what it takes to discipline himself, to act accordingly, to get out of prison, he has no clue. He has no clue. We sitting there talking. I remember one day talking to him about, yeah, man, we got to get up out here, man. You don't want to die in here, man. That's the worst thing in the world you could do is get old in prison and die in prison. And we talking about that. I'm like, yeah. And then next thing you know, he over there in the school getting locked up with that. Up there in my cell, talking to my cell about writing a statement. You know, a month later, you doing the same thing in the kitchen. So he, you know, he talked the talk, but he ain't walking the walk. See what I'm saying? Because of all the years he done put in, he done gave his whole life to the penitentiary. Imagine going in the penitentiary at 16 and then you in the penitentiary getting ready to turn 60. Come on, man. That's insane. It's insane. This prison life will rob your future, will rob your existence. Period. It's just nothing in there for nobody. Period. You know, and Blood is a classic example of that, man. Classic example of that. Yeah, he's a classic example of that, man. And I feel sad for him, man, because he's been a warrior his whole bit. Ain't no arguing that, ain't no debating that. He's going to get it in. He's going to put it in when it's time to put it in. He ain't to be played with, and he will hurt you. You know, he will hurt you and possibly kill you. But he can't function. He can't function on this side. And I guess they know that and they realize that because he's been institutionalized, because this has been the life that he has to live, and now he can't transition. He can't turn the page. He can't flip it. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad, man. It's sad, you know. But at the same time, all of these wars and controversies and fights that he's been in, which I'm sure it's been hundreds. Yeah, any one of them incidents could have resulted in him taking a life or losing his life. So in actuality, he beat the odds. He done beat the odds. He just can't beat the system. He can't beat the system, man. And man, it's sad to say, man. I don't know, man. I would pray that he would one day get out, but it ain't no telling, man. It ain't no telling. Cause I can almost assure you he up Wallace Ridge putting hands on somebody. I can assure you he up Wallace Ridge showing that thing to somebody, them female officers. And they will beat you down up there, the COs. And Blood is not going for that neither. He not going for that. And, you know, them type of dudes, you know, that type of mentality, if you hurt them, they got to hurt you back. That's the only thing that's going to give them peace. That's the only thing that's going to give them satisfaction. You hurt them, they got to hurt you worse. You know, and that's how he lived. So he get beat by the police. He may end up stabbing the police. And then they may end up killing them up there at Wallace Ridge because we know how they carried up there. They take lives up there. They ain't playing no games. You know, they ain't playing no games. Them the good old boys. Yeah, for real. it's crazy, man. But shout out to Blood Milton, man. Shout out to Blood Turner, man. I wish both of them well. You know, that's just the two Bloods, man. The two Bloods that earn their name, man. They earn that name Blood because they draw blood, man. They draw blood, man. Believe that. So, yeah, I just wanted to give y'all that story, man. I hope y'all liked it. I hope y'all rock with it. I hope y'all share it. I hope these young fellas understand that and look at that, man. You mess up as a kid, man, and end up going to prison and making a bad decision, man, and you may don't never get out. You know, you may not never get out, or if you do get out, you may be an old man. You know, and who want to live like that? Who want to throw your life away out here of freedom for a life of what I just explained, you know, and that's just in small details. It's much, much more graphic, grungy, down, dirty details, which will be your everyday life. Everyday life. Ain't no good, nice, sunny, shiny, have fun days in prison, man. They don't exist. They do not exist. Please believe that. And like I say, man, in every lesson there's a blessing, man. The blessing is you're out here, you're listening to these stories, you getting this information, you know, the real information. Use it to your benefit. Focus while you out here. Get your life together. Get something that you like to do. Find something that you like to do that can produce you a living and make you a career and make you some money. I guarantee you the effort in doing that will be greater than the risk of going on the inside of there. So keep that in mind and stay free out here, man, and stay focused, you know. Unlike the little kid that just drove his bicycle into the back of my car. But stay focused, man. Y'all stay focused out here, man. Be safe, be smart, make good decisions. I gotta go out here and check on this little kid. Y'all stay focused, man. I'll be back with y'all in a minute. Salute TVP. I love y'all, man. Get them numbers up, man. We're on the road to 100K. And don't forget, duck them hooks. Man. I'm back.
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.